evening. Good evening. Salute wise citizens and to everyone joining right now. Cheers. You see across the screen there. Tony M, thank you. It's a late night here on an edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game edition. Rockets lose to Portland, losing Portland 125-111. You see some of the numbers there. Rockets had 6 guys in double figures. The defense just stunk. Stunk way too much. Piss poor defense. Turnovers in the first half. 12 turnovers in the first half. They did better. This is like a broken record. Rockets with double-digit turnovers in the first half. And Solo D'Lo tells me right there the Astros lost, which I did not know. Last I saw was 5-5. So lost night in H-Town. But let's get into it. And you see some of the numbers there. Anthony Simons went off in the second quarter. Rockets continued to go under, drop coverage on that high screen and roll, and he made 7 of 9 threes in that first half. He cooled off considerably in the second half, but he still scored a game-high 30 points. Brandon Thomas, thank you. Missed you, Mr. 33 wins Wednesday night. But see the numbers right there. I'm going to pull up some more numbers. But shout out to everybody joining in. Terry from New Zealand, Y Citizens, Brandon Thomas, X-Ray, Tony M. Man. I mean, let me pull this one up. And because, someone just commented on it. Let me put that comment up before I lead right into it. This is Baba Shola. How are you? Yeah, I'm going to put your comment up because I'm going to put up the numbers right now in just 1 second. Here we go. Jalen Green, 4 for 19 from the floor, 2 for 10 from 3. He struggled. He struggled the whole game. He did not have it. It is, man. But I got to say this. I mean, JB Johnson, thank you for joining, chiming in. United, how are you? The defense was poor. I mean, the Blazers scored 125 points without Damian Lillard. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that the Rockets would allow, and that's how I'm going to phrase it, allow the Portland Trail Blazers to score 125 points without Damian Lillard? It's just, man, oh man, come on now. Defense and over, and the turnovers in the first half, the 12 turnovers in that first half. Overall, it wasn't awful. The Rockets finished with 17 turnovers, so they only had 5 in the second half, but it was 17 turnovers for 21 points. The Blazers had 16 turnovers, but the Rockets scored 13 points off those turnovers. Shaden Sharp can jump high. Young fella got some heat. Wow, he can rise. He can rise, man. It's just, oh, Blizzard, man. This loss isn't on Steven Silas. Steven Silas didn't turn it over 12 times in the first half. Steven Silas didn't miss dunks. Dunks by Tari Eason missed a dunk. Other guys missed the dunks. So, that's part of it. The defense, they made adjustments in the second half on Anthony Simons. So and let me say that, yes, I've been critical of Daishen Nix, but Daishen Nix made threes. So the Rockets, I mean, this is how bad the defense was. Daishen Nix was 3 for 4 from 3-point range. The Rockets made 14 of 38 threes, 37%. They made one more three than the Blazers. And they still lost by 14 points and gave up 125. They made 17 of 21 from the line, one more free throw than Portland. And they still lost by 14 points and gave up 125. Woo! Man, it's the defense is bad. This defense is bad. This is bad. Messed up rotation. at the end, let me go through the box score because Jayshawn Tate couldn't defend Nurkic. Nope, he couldn't defend Nurkic. Alp did a decent job, but one-on-one, he didn't do a good job against Nurkic. So it's a bad matchup. And then when Nurkic hit that three-pointer, you're just like, well, it's the big man's night. So fourth quarter, the Rockets got as close as 8 in the fourth quarter, 112-104, with 5:06 left in the fourth quarter. They got within 5 in the third quarter, 74-69, after an Alp turnaround hook. Justice Winslow scored a floater. Then KP, they got within 5 again, 76-71. So they were in 5 twice in the third quarter, 76-71. But Portland finished the quarter up 14, 96-82. So they outscored the Rockets 20-11 in those last 6 plus minutes of that third quarter. The Rockets are struggling right now. They're struggling. And I think this is an issue. You're seeing how important Bruno is to the low post defense, the interior defense. So, that's an issue as well. And we really saw a great example of Jabari Smith is not ready to defend big dudes, big men with low post skills. Tough matchup for him. He couldn't do that. He just could not handle Nurkic down low in the post. Couldn't do it. He might grow into that. He took advantage, made a couple threes, but low post defense against Nurkic, he's not the answer. Okay. So Bruno is a physical defender. He's more physical than Jabari is right now. And that's, you have to be obvious about that. Bruno's more physical. He weighs more than Jabari. He's stronger than Jabari. Jabari's not there yet. So ask him to defend Nurkic right now. It's a tough task for a young man like that. So, and we could talk about Boban. I'm surprised he didn't get some run in the first half. I'd expect him to play a lot tonight. But for the folks who are wanting more Oos in the first half, well, Oos played 5 minutes in the game. So he got some 30 seconds in the first quarter, and then he played the rest. He got 4+ minutes in the second quarter. But let me see. Oos in those nearly 5 minutes of action, 0 rebounds in 5 minutes. That's not productive. That's not good enough for your low post presence. Garrison Matthews in nearly 14 minutes of action. 3 free throws. He was fouled on 3-point attempt. That's all he did. He got 2 assists. Jacob got a minute of action, got a garbage bucket in the last 58 seconds. He made sure to get up his jumper. Got that going for him. He was happy about that. You saw that reaction, his reaction on that bucket. He was thrilled to death to see that shot go in. And I talked to a few colleagues and regarding him getting the DNP CD in Utah, and their answer was, who's going to beat out? Whose spot is he going to take? That's the reaction I got from colleagues on Wednesday. So, right now, Josh Christopher is odd man out in the rotation. And you saw he fumbled the ball after he got the bucket on the next possession. He was clumsy with the ball and was loose with it and tossed it around and all those things. And here's another thing, a key stat. In the Rockets' 14-point loss in Portland tonight, points in the paint. Blazers 64-48. 16-point advantage. Rockets lost by 14. So, Brandon, what's up? How are you doing, man? Boban's a good dude. That's all I can say. Boban's a good dude. that's all I can say. Oh no, it's too early in the season for Jabari to hit the rookie wall. Oh no, let me see his numbers tonight. He's not playing well right now. He was 2 for 4 but he missed a dunk. He played 15 minutes, 4 points, 3 boards. He didn't have an impact, though. He didn't really make things happen. So that's, only 1 steal. He just didn't make himself notice. I mean, the biggest notice he had was missing the dunk. It's early in the season. It's 6 games in. And Boban was going to make a huge difference tonight. So the Rockets need to call up Willie Cauley-Stein. Nah, I'm not sure what he has. He's got to get himself right and see what he can do before he's brought up here. And he's not going to make I doubt he makes a huge difference. But rim protection is an issue for the Rockets, but LP had 3 blocks. So, stats can be deceiving. But that 64-48 points in the paint, it also tells me or indicates to me that the Rockets' perimeter defense was poor. Guys getting beat off the dribble. And if you cannot keep your man in front of you and keep him out the paint, that makes the team defense collapse, and you have all kinds of issues. And you have breakdowns out high, then you have problems down low at the bucket. So that's a concern. So that's on Eric Gordon, that's on Jalen Green, that's on KPJ. So that's something you got to shore up. Perimeter defense, that's one-on-one defense. That's pride in yourself. First things first, individual defense. It starts with individual defense. And the Rockets' perimeter defense has not been good enough so far. You look at the numbers. I'll put it up again. Look at these numbers right here. For everybody to see once again. Scoot, 6 of 14 overall, 1 for 5 from 3. Jalen Green, 4 for 19, 2 for 10 from 3. So your starting backcourt was 3 for 15 from 3. The team made 14 threes. Those two made 3. Daisha Nix made as many threes as those 2 guys did. Who would have thought that going into this game? Okay. So, but it starts with defense. The Rockets got to do a better job getting stops. Starts with defense and being more aggressive. You're seeing bursts of it from Jayshawn Tate and the difference he makes on defense. But he's playing himself in shape. He's dealing with foul issues. Yep, Derek, it's your birthday today. I remember right. Is it your birthday? If it is, happy birthday, happy born day, happy anniversary of your birth to you. Can a young team win games in the NBA? Very rarely. It's hard to do. This is a grown man's league. This is an experienced team, experienced players league. It's very rare, dude, especially in their first year together. First year players win. First year teams win. It's rare. It's tough to do. Orlando got their first win tonight. Paolo did his thing. He finally got some help. But, GPT. I think you're overreacting a little bit. Yeah, I think you're overreacting about this. Jalen Green he has not shot the ball well these last 2 games. That's more what that is. He hasn't shot the ball well. Now, we can look at the box score. He took 10 threes, 9 twos. That's a good balance. But he was 2 for 9 from 2, 2 for 10 from 3. He struggled. He struggled to make shots, and he only had 2 free throw attempts. That is an issue. He needs to be more aggressive and get to the bucket from the middle of the floor, not baseline. It's harder to get, I think, foul calls on your baseline drives when you're a youngster in the NBA. So, and it's a young team. So, I mean, this is the rebuild. This is what we're going to see. This is the rebuild. Yep, Derek, you and Jason have the same birthday. So celebrate that. So, Derek, if you're not, here's to you, my man. Cheers. And once again, this is not water in this cup. That's how I'm going to do it on the late night editions the KG After Dark, these post-game editions of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I'm going to have an adult beverage, or aim to have an adult beverage in my cup while I'm doing this show and talking to the Rocket fans. So it's just one of those things. So Tony, I hope you got your cup. Terry, hope you got your rum. So let's all have it. And Mike Will, same thing for you. I hope you got a cup too. So it's just one of those things. Oh, no, I don't think. Well, Xavier, let me thank you for chiming in and asking your question. I think the league has to find out, determine what's up with Josh Primo and why the Spurs let him go. It's got to be something there. Got to be a story bit. Got to be a story there. I mean, they just extended his exercise third year of his deal not too long ago and let him go. So there's got to be something there. So until folks do their investigating and find out what happened, Josh Primo going to be available for a while. Irish coffee, that's fair. Who had the coffee question? Where was that? Oh, Turkey. Cheers, man. Get you some sleep. But thank you very much. Appreciate you for joining the show. We're going to do these again on road games. We'll be here after the Rockets and Suns game. Could be another loss. But hey, for the most part, Rockets are 1-5. I need to see if I can pull up the poll results and how many people chimed in on that. Yeah, Josh Primo, Brandon got cut. The Spurs waived Josh Primo before their tonight's game against, who was it? The Bulls, I think. Right? Yeah. And the Spurs scored 129. The Spurs scoring points on people. I didn't think they had enough talent to do that. Offensive, they're getting buckets. 129 beat the Bulls by 5. So a lot of, the Rockets East won big in Toronto, 112-90. That's a surprise. The Pacers scored 127. I wonder how many points Ben Math had in that game. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Let's see what Ben Math did in that game. See if he's been rolling, continue his hot streak. Bennett Mathurin, not really. 4 for 11 on 11 points, 1 for 4 from 3. So I'm sure he was talking junk, though. He likes to do that. But Rockets, 1-5. Detroit's 1-5. Orlando, I think, is 1-5. So, there we go with that. Red, how you doing? Well, Brandon, Josh Kris was barely playing. So, I mean, hey, Rockets are not firing Stephen Silas. They're not firing Stephen. Not right now. They're not firing him 6 games into the season. That's not happening. It's not going to happen. But why Citizens? I mean, they scored 111 and they lost by 14. So offense, they got a lot of good shots, but they didn't get stops. That and most of y'all know my perspective with the game. WK, how are you? Yep. KJ Martin played well. I mean, heck, he was one of the few to make above 50% of his shots, going 4 for 6. Made his 1-3, 4 boards, 11 points in 16 minutes. The Rockets bench, let's see, 29, 33, 35, 40 points. 40 points from your bench, that's solid. The Blazers had 30. So the Rockets bench won 40-30. Starters. Rockets trailed by as much as 18 in this game. Never tied except 0-0 and never led. Yeah. So, and again, the Rockets missing shots in the paint around the rim. Some more missed layups, more missed dunks. That's not Stephen Silas. So that part of it, the defense, and let me say this, defense is more important to me than offense. Y'all know that to me. I'm surprised that a team coached or influenced by Lionel Hollins is struggling this much on the defensive side of the ball. 6 games in, injuries to key people up front have, I guess, had an impact, a negative impact. But the defense just, the perimeter defense, it starts out front. You got to be able to keep your man in front of you. Because if the perimeter defense breaks down, everything else breaks down on the back end. So that's, and the rotation, the drop coverage with Alp and, okay, let me go with Brandon's question here. The Rockets have more talent than the Spurs. The Spurs, yes. Utah, young talent. The Spurs got veterans. Utah has veterans. Utah has a lot of good vets. They don't have any elite players. They got a lot of good players. No one great, but a lot of good players, and they're veterans. So they've been around the league, and they got a chip on their shoulder because everybody, including me, thought they sucked this year. So they're playing well. But Rockets have young talent, young, inexperienced talent, still learning how to get things right, how to figure out the ins and outs of the NBA, the tricks, the veteran moves that you get by experience in being in the league. That's a difference. Look at many of the teams other than the Lakers, the teams that have bad records right now. Orlando, Detroit, Rockets. They got talent, young talent. They're inexperienced. And most of those 3 teams, all 3 of those teams' defense sucks. Their defense, all 3 of those teams defensively stink. Just brutal defense. Stink. I doubt Dwight will come to the Rockets because if he gets another look, he wants to try to win and go to a team with a playoff/championship aspirations, and that's not the Rockets. And Dwight he's too old for the timeline for the Rockets. So, and this is the Eric Gordon influence. I'm going to put this up right here. Why are the Rockets always looking for the foul call instead of playing through the contact? That's what youngsters do. Look around at many of the young players in the NBA. Many of them crying and bitching to the refs. I got fouled. Some refs, not all, some refs. And who are you again? And who are you? I'm supposed to care about you? Young fellow, please, get down the floor. So that's a problem. So, and they've learned from Eric. Eric still does that. And what year is this for Eric? Year 14, year 15? So that part of Eric's influence, I don't like. Because youngsters see him do that, and they do it too. So, but yeah. The Kings are the Kings. Kings are the Kings. They talk a good game. They have high aspirations, but their defense is not very good either. Mike Brown got them playing fast and, up and down the floor. You got to get stops, man. You got to get stops, man. Christian Wood throwing shade at the Rockets culture. Well, his team is not 1-5. But hey. So Tony M, cheers to you. Terry, Solo, I hope you got something in your cup, man. Right here. But the Kings are a lot of individual pieces. They are not a team. It's up to Mike Brown to get them to play as a team. And we're going to see. October is almost over. November, the Lakers haven't got a win yet. The Lakers are going to do something because their pride as an organization probably forced them to make a change. Rogue Blue, how are you? Sandoval, how are you? And let me be clear. I am not a Stephen Silas defender. I said and maintain, if they do not win more than 20 games this year, Stephen Silas should be fired. Period. That's easy discussion. Simple. But offensively, they're getting good looks. The turnovers is an issue. That first half, and many other turnovers in the first half are just like, what the hell are y'all doing? Kind of turnovers. Eric Gordon had 5 turnovers. And many of those are like, Eric, you're a veteran. You should know better. Scoot, 5 turnovers. That's 2 guys you rely on to make good decisions with the ball. And they combined for 10 turnovers. It's hard to win. And they had 9 assists, so they had more turnovers than assists, the 2 of them. It's hard to win when guys you rely on with the ball make the most mistakes. So that's an issue. You know, Eric Gordon's a veteran. So what the hell? I still think Eric Gordon needs to be coming off the bench with the second unit, but that's just me. So Wilson, and wow, I have no proof of this, no backup of this. So this is me talking. All right. KPJ had 5 turnovers. Eric had 5, and KPJ had 5. But I wonder, okay, once again, let me say it again. Once again, this is me talking. Is it Stephen Silas's decision to keep Eric in the starting lineup? Because I think if it's higher up in the administration, Eric is better suited to come off the bench. Start Jayshawn Tate. Start KJ Martin. You know, come on. It just seems to make more sense tonight. To me, that's tonight, period. Bring Eric off the bench. Xavier will answer your question here. Stephen Silas, he's very detail-oriented. He's very meticulous. He's very organized. So, trust me, it drives him nuts that to see these turnovers. Brandon, I don't know if it is all on Silas keeping EG in the start lineup. I really doubt that. Oscar, how are you? From Facebook. So cool, appreciate that. But you know, because some of the stuff the Rockets organization has done and is doing for Eric Gordon, I mean, like, really? You know, really? So I'm just putting it out there. But from a personnel standpoint, I think KJ Martin has earned starters minutes. I think he should start. I think he'd give the Rockets a different look. I think he's probably made himself into a better, more reliable three-point shooter right now than Jayshawn Tate. Jayshawn Tate is a better overall defender, but those 2 guys, I think, do a better job. Jayshawn better low post, KJ Martin better help defender, and that could be a stabilizer for the Rockets starting 5. So it's got to do something to change things up, shake things up here, you know. But I just think Eric Gordon is better for this team coming off the bench. But hell, Jason Nix surprises me and keeps shooting well from 3 like he did tonight, which I doubt that he will going forward. But hey, you know. But yep, the Nets are 1-4. So hey. But yeah, I read the article, and John Wall said he wasn't cool with sitting, but he and his people agreed to it initially, and they underestimated the trade offers that Rockets would get for John Wall. So, John, respect him, admire him a lot. But he initially said, yeah, I'm okay with this. And then I think afterwards, I was like, ooh, oh no, I'm not good with this. Not hell no. So, Scoot, the Rockets are invested in Scoot as a point guard. Whether that's his best position in the NBA, we don't think so. I agree with most of y'all here in the chat. Scoot, he struggled tonight. His decision making was not good enough. Those 5 turnovers is one example of those poor decisions. And he didn't shoot great. Had a hell of a block on Jeremy Grant, a dunk attempt. But again, other than Brandon Thomas, Mr. 33 wins, how many of you Rocket fans here on this in the chat, in the conversation, believe the Rockets would be in the play-in? Because I didn't think that. I'm not like my man Big Sarge with the 37-win prediction. Didn't think that either. This Western Conference is very tough. So the Rockets could be better. And I think the Rockets are better talent-wise than last year. It's hard to win. It's hard to win in this league when you're young and don't know what you're doing. So I think the Rockets will still get more than 20 wins and get one more high pick in next year's draft, and then go from there. And then next year, I have higher expectations next season. Son of all, Rockets, you say the Rockets beat themselves tonight. Well, isn't that part of what a young team does? More times than not. So, Brandon, you see this, Brandon? I don't know, WK. Brandon picked the Rockets to win 33 games last year. So he's consistent in it. He's not going to change. He seems like he's going to die on that hill. So what do you say to that one, Brandon? You going to change your mind come Christmas? But the Rockets believe KPJ can be a good lead guard in the NBA. So games like tonight indicate, give ammo to the folks who don't believe Scoot is a legit lead guard in the NBA. We'll see what he does in Phoenix. He's got to be, and one of the things I said about Scoot as a lead guard, he's got to be consistent. He's got to be consistently good game in, game out. He's got to have, he had a negative assist to turnover ratio tonight. 4 dimes, 5 turnovers. That's awful. Starting lead guard, starting point guard, at least 2-1 assist to turnovers. At least. Got to do it. You got to keep your team in the games with a better ratio than that. He has to do that, and he's got to be consistent at it. Game in, game out. This is an off game for him. Off game for Jalen Green, too. Jalen did not play well, offensively nor defensively. So, but this is part of the rebuild. And once again, let me try to do a better job of these going forward. Add little info to the show, the scroll, the banners, things of that sort. Rockets lost in Portland 125-111. Anthony Simons had a hell of a first half. Second quarter, really. He scored 17 points in the second quarter, 5 for 7 from 3 in the second quarter. When the Rockets went drop coverage repeatedly, and Portland ran the same play, basically high screen. Big man for Rockets was too far back, and Simons just knocked down 3 after 3 after 3. But so he was 8 for 12 in the first half overall. He finished the game. He was 2 for 8 in the second half. So he cooled off. Rockets did a better job. They're more physical with him defensively in the second half, and that's part of it as well. Rockets got to do a better job being physical with these perimeter dudes. That's part of good defense too. So, yeah, they contested his shot in the second half way more than they did in the first half. Way more. A lot of his looks in the second quarter were open looks, just open looks, and he knocked them down. And the numbers here, you see it going across. Alp 14 points, 11 boards, double, 3 blocks. Jabari 12 points, only 2 boards. 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 13 overall. So he's 2 for 8 on twos. Jalen Green did not shoot well. 6 rebounds. So a lot to shake your head about. Guys didn't shoot well. Oh, man, Solo, you don't want to play like the Pistons. Well, Bad Boy Pistons, hey, yeah. Rockets don't have personnel for that, though. They don't have the guys for that. They don't have enough of them. But because I'll say this right now. These current Pistons, they're bad. They're bad. Their defense is worse than the Rockets. Just bad. This crap defense. This garbage defensively. Just pure garbage. Just, oh my gosh, just awful defense. They made the Rockets defense look like the Pistons of 04-05. I mean, this is trash. But Garuba, he has problems catching passes. So that's one issue. So offensively, if you can't really rely on him to catch the ball in the paint, why feeding the ball? So that's an issue on offense. Defensively, he's solid. Right? I mean, honestly, up front, in the front court, who on the Rockets roster currently or has the potential to be a plus/elite defender? Think about it. Not average, a plus defender/elite in the front court. Shouldn't take long to call that role. Let's be real about that. Solo, we're going to ask that question, man. Why you picked the Bad Boy Pistons? I don't think they beat the better Pistons team, the back-to-back champions. I have a funny line that I won't say. One of my best friends knows it. Every time we talk about the greatest teams in the NBA, I'll say it. I'll get back to my question, though. Who on the Rockets in the Rockets front court currently or potential is a plus defender or elite defender? Jabari and maybe Tari. That's it. Everybody else. You think Usman can be an elite defender, Terry? I don't know about elite. I think Jason is good. I don't know about being elite. No, for sure. He's solid. But asking him to defend big centers, that's too much for him. But on this team, he has to do it. So, but overall, Jason is a good defensive player. But he's not tall enough to be able to bang with the big boys down low. So, see, you guys are answering the question here. So, up front, the Rockets don't have a lot. And this is all part of being young as well. And then go to the backcourt. Who in the backcourt is a plus defender, potentially /elite defender? So the Rockets don't have, I think Jalen has the potential. He's not there yet. So you're seeing the Rockets don't have very many plus defenders on this team. Eric Gordon, for the most part, is probably still one of the Rockets' best defensive players. Think about that. Probably still is. So what does that indicate about the rest of the team? So Garrett Matthews, out of these first 6 games, has had one good game. Shooting ball. But yeah, think about it. And so this is that's a franchise question right there. The Rockets have believed in small ball for a long time. You're going back to Chuck Hayes playing this at the 5 spot. So good comparison here. I think that Tari could be Herb Jones. I think that can happen. Yes, I like that comparison. Because Herb gets after it. Herb is a very good defender. So like I said, look at what we're talking about defensively. And I'm kind of backtracking on my earlier comment. If the Rockets don't have they don't have 5 for sure, plus defenders, maybe I should not be so hard on them when it comes to defense, because they don't have a lot of guys who can do it well yet. But right now, the defense is bad, and they want to score in transition. They want to, get fast break points. Well, a very good way, a very easy way to do that is to get stops. Get the rebound, and get out and run. Push that ball up the floor. It's harder. It's not impossible, but it's harder to score in transition when you're taking the ball out of the net. So, yeah, the Rockets don't have a Marcus Smart on this team for sure. Trey Murphy III with the Pels. I am so happy for him, because I saw him when he was at Rice here in town before he transferred to Virginia. And I'm very happy for Trey. So, and he's doing a very good job with the Pels. So I'm kind of, let's talk about this comment right here about Wemby in this system. Why do you say that, Chair? Why do you think that? Because in KDC seems like he had the same thought process as you, Terry. Well, I mean, Victor Wembanyama is he's tough, he's competitive, but his physical frame, he will not be asked to give a lot of buckets in the paint, on that block. He would wear him out too much. So I see him doing a lot of damage out high 3-point line. I can see him doing some face-up and mid-range and being a killer. Just knocking down, just rise up over folks from that mid-range and then go back to 3-point line. But not so much damage in the post offensively. But he can cover a lot of ground, got wingspan, and be a great help side defender and block some shots. So that's down the line. Rockets are 1-5, got 76 games left in this season. Don't give up on this season. Nothing like that. This slow start is what many of us thought would happen. So keep that in mind as well. It should not be a surprise to most of us, most of you guys. And I'm looking at the poll question that I put up a few hours ago on the community tab on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. 69% of the fans who answered thought the Rockets would lose in Portland. Well, there you go. So this was not a surprise. It wasn't a shock. majority of Rocket fans thought the Rockets would lose to the Blazers this evening, and they did. My biggest issue / surprise is the amount of points the Blazers scored without Dame. You know, that 125 without Dame, that kind of surprised me. I think I don't know, 125. That's a lot more than I thought. So Brandon predicted 3-10 in the first 13 games, and keep in mind, out of those first 13 games for the Rockets, 10 are on the road. So, young team, 10 road games out of your first 13. Rockets are in the middle of 8 of 9 on the road. Majority of folks think they're going to lose in Phoenix on Sunday. I kind of wonder which Clippers team is going to show up Monday and Wednesday, because didn't the Clippers lose twice to OKC right now? Isn't that what they've done so far? And if Kawhi doesn't play, Kawhi probably won't play in both games. He makes a difference, obviously, for the Clippers. So does the Clippers playing without Kawhi and Paul George kind of struggling, and Reggie Jackson still dealing with a groin injury, even though he says he's not bothered by it? Do y'all think the Rockets could get one of those two coming up against the Clippers Monday or Wednesday? Wednesday at home. How about that? Does that change? Does the Clippers semi-struggles change your prediction? Majority of folks agree with Brandon about where did it go? I just lost it. That Sunday is going to be a loss in Phoenix. so we shall see. And Victor's is 7'3". He probably still growing. Long arms, a long wingspan. So got a lot of no's. So got Ty Lue will outcoach Rockets. We got John Wall revenge games. So both losses. So all right. So that means looking at a 1-8 start. And they lose Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. The Wednesday game is at home before going back on the road. So, but yeah, OKC beat the Clippers. Hey, so why not, folks? And then after will the next win, looking down the line, will the next win be, as WK put up there, November 7th in Orlando against the Magic? Will that be the next win? So Blazers got already lost, 125, 111. Then you got Phoenix, Clippers back to back. So that's 1-6, 1-7, 1-8. And then they play in Minnesota. Could be 1-9. So will they beat Orlando on the 7th in Orlando to move to 2-9? SGA had last I saw he had 22, 5-5 against the Clippers in that one. So yeah. So could that be the next one? Next win against Paolo. Okay, all right. Looking down the line there. But what would you guys consider, how can I phrase this? The Rockets being competitive in these next 3 games, first against Phoenix, then next 2 against the Clippers. So if y'all think they're going to lose those next 3, what would y'all consider, I hate saying it because I don't really believe in it, moral victories? So within 10, all 3 times, would that be acceptable? Lose by less than 10 next 3 games, and that'd be okay? with you guys. Orlando's offense is that's interesting. About Orlando, you think Orlando's offense is being better than Rockets. So T, what do you say? And Keenan Griffith, thank you. That's a new name, new comment. Thank you for chiming in here on KG After Dark. The Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game show after the Rockets 125-111 loss in Portland. Rockets are now 1-5 on this young season. And to everybody joining, if you don't already have one, get yourself an adult beverage if you are an adult, obviously. Because like me, cheers. Salud. Keenan, Oscar Tshiebwe is not going to be a first-round pick. If he is, going to be very, very late first round. But I doubt that. I thought he's a second-round pick at best, based on early projections. So less turnovers. Cheers, Terry. Mike Will. I haven't seen Mike Will's name in here. So, Mike, I hope you enjoy your drink. Derek, same with you, man. Cheers to you. Enjoy a cold one. Minimizing mistakes, playing more team ball. Well, first thing first, they have to stop turning over the ball. And many of these turnovers are just mind-boggling. It's more than pressing. It's like you didn't see the defense. You thought something was there and it wasn't there. So they got to cut that down. They got to cut down on the turnovers for sure. That's a start. Because if you give up live ball turnovers, that hurts your defense. Because you're allowing the teams your opponent to score in transition to get easier buckets. So that's a start. Is stop turning over the ball. So that's a big start right there. We'll see if they do it. You cannot have a combined 10 turnovers from Eric Gordon and KPJ. Can't do that. They cannot do that. And and KDC bringing up the point. Like I said, I touched on it earlier. I'm surprised the defense has struggled so much so early, because they're being coached by Lionel Hollins. He was known for his defense, and he's known for his physical coaching, physical style of play. That first half, the Blazers punked the Rockets. They punked them. And Rockets just they stood there and took it. Like, yeah, okay. Thank you for the punch to my stomach. Hit me again. I won't punch back. What the hell? Come on now. This is the NBA. Effort. Agree. That first half was subpar. It was as if, and this is what I'm going to say this as an old follower of the league. It was as if the Rockets, they did not respect Portland without Dame. Like they expected this game with no Dame to be easy. So they decided to coast in that first half and not compete on defense in that first half. This is the NBA. You got to compete. You got to bring it. You got to respect the game. Respect all the opponents. So that young teams do it, yes, but you got to respect your opponent. You got to respect all your opponents. These guys get paid too. Brandon James, new Brandon, in the comment section. Thank you. Jason Nix had his best game shooting the ball so far this season. 3 for 4 from three, and he had a different role. Eric Gordon, out of Eric's 5 assists, probably 3 of those might have been to Dacian on Dacian's 3 baskets. his 3 threes. So it's kind of a different role for Dacian. Maybe he's not a true point guard. Maybe he has a different role. So he shot the ball well. Dacian Nix did not have the ball. He was not running the offense as much as he has earlier this season. So maybe that's what they're figured out. But the Rockets I hate grouping young teams like this, young players together. But when they struggle on offense, they allow it to affect their defense. Cannot be that way. Defense needs to be constant. You got to compete on defense every game, all the time. You got to compete on defense. Game in, game out. Get after loose balls, because there'll be games you're going to miss shots. Ball just doesn't bounce right for you, in and out, halfway down, pick a cliche. Ball that doesn't go in the hoop. But if you give yourself a chance to be in the game with defense and compete defensively, that's what you got to do. You gotta have pride in your defense. You gotta have pride in your one-on-one defense. I'm gonna make this dude work. I'm gonna make this guy work for every bucket he gets tonight. He's gonna have to do things. He's gonna have to go into his bag, because what he wants to do, his first option, I'm taking it away from him. Second option, nope, something else. But you just letting guys do the basic thing they want to do. That's crap defense. That's no effort. That's not competing. That's not good enough. You get what you get. So there were some moments, some bright spots, but overall, that first half was atrocious. I think, let's see, they had 12 turnovers tonight. Monday at home against Utah in the first half. First half against Utah at home. 11 turnovers. In Utah Wednesday, I think, double-digit turnovers in the first half. That's in the first half. So the first half, these 3 games this week, the Rockets have probably had 33 turnovers, 33 to 36 turnovers in the first half of 3 games. You're not giving yourself a chance to win. So you combine the turnovers with piss poor effort on defense, you get what you get. This is the result. So that's how I see that. So give yourself a chance first by taking care of the ball. Because I think each of those 3 games, in the second half, single-digit turnovers. Single-digit turnovers. So you can do it. You can take care of the ball. So second half, first half, you got to do it. So Derek Lively, we are talking about looking at the draft, 23 draft already. We'll get into that this season. We're going to talk about the upcoming draft and the best fits for the Rockets and all those good things. But the turnovers they drive me nuts. And I'm sure they drive coaches nuts, the players, teammates nuts as well, because it's repetitive. The Blazers won the board battle 45-39 tonight. Rockets, again, never led in a game, never tied in a game. And for those who didn't see it earlier, points in the paint, Portland 64, Rockets 48. So they got big man in the paint. That's a problem. But that's also part of poor defense on the perimeter. So that's individual defense. Can a coach be demoted to assistant? No, not in the NBA. No. Eric Gordon Well, Allen, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to answer like this. I think Eric Gordon is a good vet for this team in a bench role, in a reserve role, not as a starter. Because I think, like I said, I've said it before and I believe it. One of the bad habits that the younger players have picked up from Eric Gordon is the crying for fouls. Wave your hands in the air to the ref. I got foul, 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 foul. And not get back on defense. So, but the Rockets love Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon enjoys being here, but he wants to win. He says he wants to win. He has not said yet that he wants to compete for playoff spot here. I think if he does, he'll be traded. I think he should be somewhere else. X-ray, is that your hand raised up? What does that emoji mean to me? But yeah, I think everybody on here would be shocked if the Rockets win in Phoenix on Sunday. But hey, the Suns might take them for granted. You know, I mean, it's possible. Rockets gonna have to play above their heads to get a dub in Phoenix. So, is it possible Silas is teaching them by allowing them to lose? He's not allowing them to lose. No. I got you. Okay. I got you, X-ray. All right. Yeah. So Rondo won't make a difference. And then we're getting into a question is how, and Alex made E.F. Hutton. We're going back, way back with that name, commercials, when E.F. Hutton talks. But do y'all want vets on? Oh, DeAndre Ayton was injured today. I didn't see that. Do you want vets on the team to help the Rockets win too much? So, you know, I don't know. Brandon James. This team is not worse than last year, talent-wise. It's already been injured, so that has disrupted their start and goals. Brandon Thomas. I don't think that argument between Jalen and DeBar was any big deal. So far, I've heard nothing different. Just no big deal. You know, just dudes talking. Frustration. That's about it. And I'm going to say this, ankle injury. Okay, thanks, Alex. Coach Silas, the Rockets are getting good looks offensively. Okay? Many of Jalen Green's shots tonight, well, now Friday night, against the Blazers were good shots. He didn't make them. I guess, and maybe I'm not going to get you guys to come along to my thinking. That's fine, because that's the whole part of what makes this show great. Is I don't have as big an issue with the offense. We can quibble about the rotations. I got an issue with the defense, because Coach Silas, he's not drawing up turnovers. Okay, he's not drawing up bad passes right into the opponent's hands. He's not drawing up missed layups and missed dunks. So he's not doing that. Now, the defense, not all, but off season, we heard the Rockets say they're going to be better defensively. That's what they said. Players, coaches, everything. That's what they said. So far, they have not lived up to those words. So defense, they got to be better defensive. That's what they got to do. Take care of the ball, avoid the live ball turnovers, and do a better job on the perimeter and a better job in half-court defense. They got to do those things. They said all this in training camp. We got to be better defensively. We got to set the tone. I think Jayshawn Tate and KPJ have said we got to be the aggressors. We got to be the ones to hit first. They have not done that. Right now, the Rockets are all talk. They're not backing up their own words. That's part of being a bad team, part of being a team with a losing record. This is who they are. They've talked a good game. Now they got to put those words into action. All right, family. Thank you as always for your comments, your questions. It's been a blast. I enjoy it. We're going to do it again Sunday after the Rockets game in Phoenix, game 3 of this 4-game road trip. Brandon Thomas, I think we've seen a few examples of preseason meaning nothing because the Blazers sucked in the preseason. The Spurs sucked in the preseason. So a lot of teams that sucked in the preseason doing well right now. So who knows? Different folks have different values of importance of preseason. So KDC, thank you very much. Everybody, thank you very much. Kudos to you. Hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Had a lot of folks watch my YouTube short announcing tonight's post-game show. So keep it up. That was great. Appreciate that. Going to do it again. Probably do more quick hitters, quick YouTube shorts like that. So to everybody, so many names on here that I saw, but Solo, Brandon Thomas, Brandon James, KDC, Terry Agent, WK, Alan Luna, Tony M, X-Ray, Alex Mid, everybody. If I miss you, EF Hutton, thank you for your comments. Thank you for taking time out of your night for talking Rockets with me. I appreciate it as always. So Terry, enjoy your rum, my man. I'm enjoying my beer that I got from the Rockets. I won't name the name because they're not a sponsor yet. But cheers, Brandon. Devrick, thank you for taking a moment to join us tonight. One more time, happy birthday to you. Many more to you. Wise Citizens, thank you as always for taking time out to join us. Until Sunday night, take care. Peace.